Sashi, Bege Jojen, Medojan, Deda Lijin, Jambade, Sangi Shindo, Jogunanda, Shinla Chopa, Sho, Guru, Yadaya, Sangi, Jodan, Soju, Chanana, Janjo, Varu, Dani, Josu, Dola, Inja, Sangi, Sho, Sangi, Jodan, Soju, Chanana, Janjo, Varu, Dani, Josu, Dani, Jinji, Sangi, Benji, Sangi, Sho, Sangi, Jodan, Soju, Chanana, Janjo, Varu, Dani, Josu, Dani, Jinji, Sangi, Dola, Benji, Sangi, Sho. Dakasan di tendi lunjulu dosiati tele riba.
Last time we got to the explanation of the 12 links of dependent arising in terms of the order of entrance and stopping.
That in tendi yana juni kasan share di tendi yana juni di karasure pegone tenyachi mari base ati karasure mari base ati ni baji chigile se ati ta jagen de dasing te mari bati kamo karsa miglonga te dawa tadi tinese ti shebre tadi ate tariti karasina ta ori tende lunju luto seati tende lunju sena karasina tadi gatishan jitu tende lunju sena maribe kengi iba tuji gile tende sumba namshigi tende jesu shiva minsu ini maba jeji kubareba ini yamba chua jeba seba ini kubalemba ni juba siba ni jubjiba gyawa juniba gashi jiri tendis but tendi yana junji tere tatus mai junji tatus shabati lunjuje ta lungdo seati tikalisene gashi ti kane chumare sena ni gyawale chumare tati tusi gone mai yate ku shune yate shune ya tendi yana juniti shune yate suna dambuti maribane yate yungjunti lungdo ti gashine maji suna wadile ludos chebe tati dol nalukura sumare ludo itendi odati
I explained last time the 12 links in terms of an analogy for each of them, so that with the first link of ignorance, analogy was of a blind person. For the second link, the karma, then you had the potter. And so now I'm going to talk about the 12 links in terms of the forward order and reverse order. So what that means is that if we think of, as far as the first one is concerned, then what that means is that the first link of ignorance acts as a condition for the arising of the second link of karma. Then the second link of karma, or which would have compounded karma, karma, acts as a condition for the third link, which is consciousness. Then consciousness acts as a condition for the fourth link of the name and form. And then you have the sources, the six sources: contact, feeling, then craving is the eighth link. Ninth is grasping, then existence, birth. Then the 12th link is aging and death as appropriate. So that's the forward order. Then the reverse order comes by starting at the last one. And so you would, the way it goes is you would say, well, where does aging and death come from? Aging and death comes from birth and so on. So you're following the order from the 12th back to the to the beginning. And so this is the reverse order, and that's also taught in the sutras.
아니 머리베틀 더 니야래 난지 지다세지 나요 완전히 지다세지 다디네 난지 지다세 나라면에 두지 tampungashi tala shinduchi seti na shisibe 나라면에 두지 계지 다기 디싱을 차게 봤을때 나요 좀 지다스 라기 온솔라 나이 나와스 온솔 다기와 심에 지다지시에 나요는 지다 나라면 지다 심이제 와다디 마리바세아데 타티르디리 마리바세아디.
And the first one then, ignorance, is, as I explained before, when we talk about ignorance, the first of the 12 links, we're talking about citta, the view of the transitory collection, as it's usually called, or the transitory view even sometimes. So this is the mind that's thinking I. It's a mind which is grasping at the I as existing from its own side. So actually, with the transitory view or the view of the transitory collection, there are two types: grasping at I and grasping at mind. So the grasping at I is like that. It's grasping at an I existing from its own side. So then, just like it says at the beginning of the Madhyamakavatara, first of all, I, and then of the I, or mind. So first of all, you have the transitory view grasping at I, and then that's followed by the transitory view, the transitory collections grasping at my, which means like, my eye, my ears, my nose, and so forth.
다기와 세아티다 나이 롱주제들이 시게래 나이 초아세 나이 내간스네 다기와 시게 다기와 딜레 랑기 귀기티바 지다 치료비 랑이 끼지 마트가 니야 랑이 끼지 되거든 미 나와나 지 르르서 같아서 나이 믹스기야가 마티 롱추제가 지려 야디 지를 그 수도서 아니 자다 피다 로다 내 잘했어 봐 도스를 롱추로 봐 어디 수수 다기 왔으니 수수 롱추제들아 다기 왔으니 다 신차 계세를 두수 랑기 류다 되네 랑기 롱주에 두수리 신차 계세들이 봐 어디서를 다기 왔으지
When we talk about mind or that which belongs to the I, belongs to the self, we're talking about what the longshore. So normally we see like resources or possessions. It can also be translated as enjoyments, things that you enjoy or use, or sorry, not use, things that you use. So this can be internal things such as when we say my body, my form, as in the five aggregates, and my form, my feelings, and so forth. Then you can also be. It would also include other things that we enjoy, which are external forms and so on, such as sound and visual forms and so on, which are not included in our continuum. Let's say so. The inner ones, like one's body and feelings and so on, those are included in your continuum. So those are all things that you use or enjoy. So those. So when we think mine, so that would be and grasping those existing from their own side. That would be also the view of the transliteration.
that is 다 인상 다 담보 마리바티게 담보 나세지 나라문을 두버지 있게 네 나라문을 두버지 있게 찾도 좀 봤대 되네 나이 믹스도 좀 봐 나라문을 두버지 무주 저러지 나이 믹스 네 나이 좋았어 나이 수 자체로서 이제니 얘도 소라만을 좀 붙이는 게 아니라 나디라만을 좀 붙이기 꾸이네나네 되네 마이 믹스를 믹라서 뭐 엄봉나 라만을 좀 받나 로직게 네 수달라서 받도 술에 라만을 좀 로직게 해봐 이왕게 아니 Venezuela Ramane to Loki Charva, the Guinea, that the Ramane to Loki Kesuna, that the game to Zambatini and a Sudi Ramane to Vares Sujina. In 9 Ramane to be the sort of Jina to Zambatini Kulish, Shenjaki at the Imperi. Suksiati Karasin, Michel, nine them Delia, Suksi, Sherry, Mishuji. You Gune, Ha Minji, Saravajin, now into Zamba. You Ramina to Vanangia. That you Jungani Palminji, Saravajin, now into the Neko Gear. Yeah, and it could. Minji Saraji Ken, the Kubudu Sambarabachi. The Kubudu Sertini, the Chiduji Joazomia Chunguerva. The Cheduta, Dimbake. Suyi to Marabachi, Nam, the Suyi to Martinane. Did you need to Baraji? The Bati Tambantini, Sebaji, that's Sebaji, then less a year. What a teen sata, tambu maribe ongi
First of all, then we would we have the first leak of ignorance, grasping at an I. Then that's followed by grasping at mind, like when we think my eye, my ear, my objects of my resources, my objects of enjoyment, bonjour. Then also grasping at my feelings, and it means grasping them as existing from their own side, grasping my my ear existing from its own side, my enjoyment existing from their own side, grasping the five my five sense faculties as existing from their own side. So we think my this and my that, and grasp them as existing from their own side. That mind is generated, and in the case of form, for example, then it would appear to exist from its own side, and then we have this like a fondness for that, a sort of like attachment to that. So what happens is that there is a mere appearance of form to the eye. Sorry, visual form is a mere appearance to the eye consciousness, and how it appears is as if it existed from its own side. Then we grasp it as existing from its own side, just like it appears to, and then there is this fondness and attachment for the object, as we think to ourselves, this is something I need. So there's that aspiration that comes up in the mind. So in other words, in the case of an attractive or pleasant kind of visible form, a visual form, that will appear to our mind, is to exist from its own side. Then we have this aspiration for it, and then that aspiration is followed by by a craving for it, and then under the influence of that craving, then we create karma.
Tati pasiyana ane su yidunga na suna hid su yidunga ti lo na nang sam tagaram shawu mi shuji yidunga ti pat jaga china ya marwa mebe yesanda su yidunga se ti nang sam lo na nang sam tagaram su yidunga se ya Sede message Narandula 9 December, Nan Suyitung at 9 December, Piging Jiche Service, Zinkia, Nangia, teaching Jiche, Chesa, Suyi, you want it, none some simple, none some ship, Pa Jiche, some ever chin sooner, the charging Jessamine research. Suyi. Said nothing is something. The you think meta caress in a parcellachina, Merba. Tell you so you don't want to kind of showers in it. You don't know some did. You don't know some time so show. You don't want to shout. Did a part gain it could me at the other sinner? Marriage. The Narandulia. So you do not see at the Lola Nanzam Dilishene, and Nanzam Lola now Dilishene, Papi Diligene, Pugum you get in Mersunia of Jinangia, and it didn't charge in Kili. The Nanzam the yin somebody Jenny Timid is Jabina. So you do not the Nanzam. Dile Jane Palm teaches it in Somebody of Jevin, Tachashi, kiss him everywhere. But now do again is enough till a mama me that none of them did much in the chair. No. People said you, Jenna, you are a G. nangyarba mujula di mebeje suyi dunga di nangzam dagarabje timje debeina ni chashin kesim mebe imbare nangzam in dilepa geni minji jiya mebareji 누구 주스 메버를 찾고 그러봐. 당 만줄래 팀 멤버제 때 수의동한테 낭인데 좀 낭좀 딜레이 파게니 그 유기 때문에 파 니규를 붙이는 게야. 이 맵에 다디 유기 때문에 맵을 찾고서는 딱 그러는 낭좀 랑 되게 샤미셔지 민도 상가를 제베나 아니 디 자신이 끼리야 말아. 인스다 어느 고수 매버 이동한테 매버에서는 수 이동한테 야래 낭점 다가란데 낭점 수 이동한 낭점 그런 이샤줄이 미셔지기 딜파겐 필파자의 지체네 수 이동한테 유기되는 이야 매버래 다디는 주 나란도 기타 유기되는 이야르지 이마 시네 다디 지기를 봐 그네는 수이 그나 롤러를 차네 사야를 집에 차신 제니 사야기 톱주야로 다 톱주야 세레데 낭점 사야기 토바 낭점들 지라 아니 라소스 라 낭점 지레다 라소스 타니지야 되는 미시지 라야데 파제 제가 지네 메바 자 오늘이 수비도나 이동하디 체비야 말베스는 체스야디 체든 롤라 체든 나왔다가라니 이제 뒤에서는 체버디에서 롤라 체든 나와서 다가람 체버야 체버봐
Cheva.
이동하디 체비야르베스는 체야레서 그러봐 체야레서 체바낭 좀 다가라 체벌을 샤고 이래 파체는 체야디 파체주제니 디레스 체야디 디레스야 진디 디메브레 파 유기되네 니야메 롤라 체 좀 다가라 나와 다가람 체벌을 샤 아니 신부스야디 제시를 영점 다가라는 신부낭 좀 다가라는 신부스 제벌가 딜레파 게니 신부스 제주 제가 치는 땡이야 메버가 어다 디르스르제 다딘데 나나도 어디 이긴네 주디 딘데 임바디 임발라 나나도 다 이동하세야디 베나 자세야디 녀세야디 자다 녀세야디 유르낭 롤랑 좀 다가나는 자세 제버봐 딜레파드네 자세야디 제주 제가 치는 녀메지 녀세야디 수술라 낭점 녀도 낭점 다가나는 녀시기를 딜레파 게니 녀데 제가 치는 녀베지 어떻게 강글로 뒤집어봐 딘데 딜레파 게니 제주 지비로 지여가 나인데 녀를 차신기기 지단이 예수 다 예수 자디 낭점 질샤위여 자디 낭점 질 마셔베제 이중원에 파제주제니 자세야지 뒤집이는 자디니 하며 봐 거에 내지디한 낭점제 세 낭점제 선별 제비는 내지대로 컨비게야 메비 수수 도발나 낭점제 어디지
And so you have the appearance of something, of a pleasing object, and that pleasing object is posited as merely appearing. What that means is that if you were to search for it, instead of being satisfied with that appearance, that mere appearance, you go further and you search for the object. You can't find it. It doesn't exist. So a visual form is posited as a mere appearance to the mind. Now, when it appears to exist from its own side. And so when we see a pleasant visual form, then it appears to exist from its own side. And then when we understand that actually it's a mere appearance and doesn't exist from its own side, then what we'll find is that the attachment to that visual form, in the case of a pleasant or pleasing visual form, then that we find that diminishes. So when you search for it, then it just doesn't exist. You can't find it. So it's a mere appearance. When you try to go further than that, then it doesn't exist. You look, you can't find it. It's just not there. So then, the object, the pleasing object appears, and when we try to go, we have this kind of like grasping at it, or like a belief in it being more than just the appearance, then the attachment will arise. Whereas if you're satisfied with the mere appearance of that pleasing object, then the attachment doesn't arise. So from what we do is we feel like there is something more than just an appearance. It appears to exist from its own side, in other words, and then we feel like it actually does exist from its own side. There's something more than just the appearance, and that's how it is that the attachment arises. Whereas when we're satisfied with that appearance and understand that there's nothing beyond that, then the attachment doesn't arise. So then the question comes, well, does that mean that there's no such thing as a pleasing visual form? Does that mean that pleasant or pleasing visual forms don't exist? And the answer to that is no. It's not that they don't exist. It's that they are mere appearances. Another way of putting it is they are posited as merely appearing, or as mere appearances. When you go beyond that, not satisfied, but you sort of like feel there is something more than that, then you won't find it. You won't find that. What you feel is there's something beyond that or more than that, then you won't find that. That doesn't exist. Believing that there is what brings up the attachment. Like in the case of pleasant, delicious food. So there is something that you can eat. There is something you can get, but that food, tasty food, is a mere appearance. And when you get the food, getting the food is also not something that exists from its own side. It's there's no mere appearance of getting the food. So it's like there is a meeting of the mind and the object. Yes, that does exist. There is such a thing, but there's what we have to say is there is a mere appearance of that the meeting of the consciousness and the object. Whereas if you were to look for that, if you were to search for it, you wouldn't be able to find it. So delicious food is posited as a mere appearance of delicious food. When you go beyond that, not being satisfied with that appearance, going beyond that, then you look for such an object, then it's not there at all. So when you understand the how things are how the object is, then the the attachment and so forth doesn't arise. So we have like a friend and enemy. So these do exist, and they are mere appearances. If you search for them, you can't find them. So there is a mere appearance of a friend, or the mere appearance as a friend. And when you try to go beyond that and search for it, then there's no such thing. It's just it's not there. It doesn't exist. So the friend exists, the enemy exists, but you can't find either of them. There is a mere appearance of somebody harming you to your conceptual mind. In other words, there's a mere appearance to your conceptual mind of somebody that's harming you. And when you understand that there is a mere appearance, then of somebody harming you, then the anger doesn't arise.
Ah, that's it. Oh, teacher, near of chicken and near Nangzam Tangaram near Shagun Mishiti, near deep to get some direct away, and is Subun direct away, Rangi near Seati, near the Tobuti, Louis direct away, some direct away. Yuginana Yugichasha Mambayar to get it away. Some Ginana some Mambayar to get it away, near the Carretosine, near Meba. Lola near set, near them, near the Nangsam Tagaram, near the shower Mishutigi, Ilepani, Jenny, Jackie Chagachini, Miduga, Marando, Nani to Tamba, Telepa Jenny, Jackie Jenny, Niku, Chinangier, Initian Jackie Gear. What is a name? Did it, near Sierra of the Cherry, Lola, near to nang something, Trobula nang something, a shower in Mishuchi, near Tobati Carreto, any Toboset, Luide to Sendireto, Tini and Tusubi, Luide Simbi Chachi, Javati, Tusubi Chalatani, to get it to the Senia and Meba. I don't do let. Nine do about near city paper, said you you were a king, you were a chain, and you could number of chain in there. Then it's hashing together.
There's a mere appearance of someone as one's friend. And if we were to search, if we were to ask, well, is my friend the body? Is my friend the mind? Then you won't be able to find that friend. As far as the body is concerned. So if my friend is the body, then which part of the body? Because there are many parts of the body. So where amongst all those parts is there something I can point out as the friend? Yeah, the mind has many parts. So if the friend is the mind, then which part of the mind? And when you look, then when you search, you don't find. So in other words, we can only posit the friend as a mere appearance as a friend. And that friend is not findable. Believing that there is something more than that there is a friend from their own side, then that's the condition for attachment to arise. If we ask, is my friend their body? Is my friend their mind? There are also the different actions of the body and mind. Is my friend the actions of the body, actions of the mind? Then you don't find. There's an appearance of a friend. When we think, my friend, then there's an appearance of a friend existing from its own side. But when you search, so in other words, it looks like if you were to search, you'd be able to find, but you can't find. And believing that there is a friend that you could find there, that leads to attachment to the friend.
어디에서 어디 아니 저 이래
So, are there any questions? Karen,
I find that when I do that, I don't think that I'm nihilistic, but when I do that, I find that I tend toward nihilism because like the enemy and I can't find him anywhere, so he's not hurting me. That's not right, right? My anger is down, but
yeah.
but that's not right.
Yeah. The someone done the chitanjina come to this chunudo drogido, chunudo the chitanjina the sani master sangin to gini the maybe cholo tawchil legido. Ko nyamena, then maybe to ask. Nyamena, then I call nala nerjing it, never ching it, no marosti, never drumchik ziangin and yankato.
never chinging yet, never chinging it, never chinging nang some day nang some shower message, never chinging it, nang some shower message. Five Saturday never chinging it, did is gen to go to Sumiduba. Nang some the Yarba. Never chinging nang some the Yarba tea. Nang some tea. Nachi nang some tea ran. Never cheered it, nang some tagaran, never chever drove yaris. Rana never chever nang some tagaran, never chever to get, never chase it. Tile Pagani, never chase it, never chever put a Tisepat chatting, you get never chat, never chat the Yamarba. Never chever nang some tagaran, never chever the sham. Kalas, Togo Java, nang some tagaran, Togo Java, Shadjaba. Did I gain it to go Jassi at the Ching, Jachin, Nisi Amarva, in it, Mampuchinia Guer. Oh, the is.
The one the harma does exist, but simply has to be posited as a mere appearance of a harma. The mere appearance of a harma, of somebody harming, does exist. The harm, there is the harm that's being done. But when we go beyond the appearance, feeling there is something more than that, so you go beyond that mere appearance and look for something, the harma, asking, for example, there's the harm. There's the harm that was done, and can you find the harm in there? There's the one who did the harm, the person who did the harm. Is the harm, that which harms me, to be found in there? Then wherever you look, you can't find anything. And it's also like that with food. So there's a mere appearance of food. We eat the food, and there's a mere appearance of being full. That's how the being full has to be positive. Is a mere appearance. Because if you search for it, then you won't be able to find it.
Then you call a lot. Never chever nang some city lola, Jim and over a chicken some tagaran the shower. Never change the Lola tea to get Karasuwe. Or Lola yam meant to be get some dealer. Never chase yerba. Did it never the Patagachine? Yeah, Mary. The cool. Rang some meteor kids and Tagaran and never ched shower. Did he miss you never the Patagichin? Yeah, Merva.
The harm is posited in terms of having done something which is something that in our minds we don't want to happen. So when the harm has been done, that's when you posit the harm sorry, when that something which you don't like has been done, that's posited as harm having been done. So there is that appearance of the something that isn't wanted in your mind. In mind, you don't want it to happen. There is the appearance of that, mere appearance of that, and when you look for it, then you can't find it. When somebody, when harm is done to us, then we get angry. And if we're able to think, this also is not true. So it appears like there is harm being done, which you'll be able to find if you were to search for it. But if you're able to think, if you're able to analyze and come to the conclusion and think to yourself, this also is not true, that's a method for stopping the anger. So when we're angry, there is an appearance of somebody harming us from their own side. And when we're able to think to ourselves, this is also not true, then that helps us to stop the anger. Then,
how about in terms of fear? Things do conventionally exist, and your mind can perceive as a fear, as something that can harm you or something can do something bad to you. For example, you see a snake and you think the snake is gonna bite you. So just seeing that the snake is a mere appearance, that doesn't really help with.
Doesn't stop you getting bitten. Pena Shinang Raochi Sambana Shinang Kia Yorapena Shinang the Chitanji the Kunzok the Yorwa. And it's something that the Nuji Dunangidu. Pena Duju Raochi Chashana. The Nazo the Duju di Tongdu. Then go so Gavion Sandiwas, so Gainika or Sandiwas, the Nishanaki do. The go Duju di Nansam res, Kasset Mamusamayan, so Gavin Nikata Yorwa. That's true.
Really, so Gavin Yagayari. So Javayari, so Javayari, so Javati Nansam, so Javati Garish Shasene. Lola so give a non-some Tagaran shower of Mishi, Telepa, so give us the Caritin to Lugitin to shower, please, so Jamiagitin to shower, Niti Dili Shambati shower, so Javati, any Duty shower, Mati shower, Niti Piggy Soti shower, those Jan Javachin Miduga. so give us it. Being so give a nang some tagaran, so give a to the so give a use of nang some tagaran shall curva. Yeah, dancing of Juna, me could near than ever. So give a nang some tagaran, so give a shiny, and she give me some gen, can't get it, chair ever. So give a rang lula, so give a nang some nang some tagaran shower in Michigan. Luke Dana is such a Kangel Subatu, that Tombani then Musum to Tona, the India Marva. Near Manandulus, such a nang some deal tenny, any Kasure. Young Lola Karasure. Nang some teletenia, cheat Karasure. 강의 체리야봐. 강의 체야지. 말한도 돈이 맞아봐도 로라 수도적으로 낭좀 될랬더니 강의 체리야래. 다 돈이 더 그렇지는 강의 체야냐 그래. 예전에 소적으로 낭좀티 소적으로 샤우를 소적으로 낭좀 다가란 소적으로 샤야 들어봤지. 샤우를 미슈지 이중에 야말에 소적으로 용을 봐. 소적으로 가르쳐서는 소적으로 낭좀 다가란 샤우를 미슈지 아니 소적으로 대자주제가 치니 난 이해해야 말아.
There is there is a risk of being bitten, and there's also being bitten by a snake. They both exist as mere appearances. Because if you were to search for the the snake bite, asking yourself, is it my body, or is investigating, looking for it in one's own body, looking for it in the biter, the one that bit you, you wouldn't be able to find it. If you ask, is it the wound that's been made? Is it there in the teeth of the snake? Then you won't be able to find it. So there is a mere appearance. That's the only way you can posit the snake bite is as a mere appearance. The only way you can posit the harm that's been done is done as a mere appearance. If you don't have any grasping it to existence, there wouldn't be a problem. Like, for example, if you got a direct realization of emptiness, then there would be no, you wouldn't meet with any problem at all. You wouldn't have a problem at all. So now for us, what we can think is there is the mere appearance of a snake bite, the mere appearance of this and that. And then depending upon that, we meet with the problems. In other words, there is still a problem, but it's a mere appearance of a problem, and that's how it would be until you have the direct realization of emptiness. So the snake bite, or the snake, the one who does the biting, they do exist, and how we posit them, the only way we posit them is as mere appearances, because if we were to search, then we can't find them.
The search of something yare tati tenor digere. Nang some sort of some dig tenor digere. When I sabin you would give a dig, nang some diggy tenor digere. Nang some gi color diggy tenor digere, to what jayare. To what java theatre, nang some river. The Yaris to do so Java Nang some Chiar, but Tini Nang some so Javatigi, Penalty Yaris, Yaba Yuva. 이내야 낭점디 요즘 왜네 조그럽지나 싶으는 그 강에디 강에 치기에 그나 돈이 그 가사들이 낭점 소저버디 마디 말없지 유니 마디 로는 낭점디 말없지를 시험이나 마디리 강에 치기야 말이야 나저디에 낭점이 이렇게 시에서는 낭점 지시버디 나저디 류레 가사들의 펜을 제투야 말이야 너가 제투야 말이야 마디의 낭점이 동해디의 낭점이 나랑도 동해디 낭점이 인거 신기야 말이야 동해디 낭점 말이지 바지 진짜 제주 말이지 신기 유산에 드니 마디기 강에 치리야 봐 마디 낭점이 있어 말이야 재미나 야디야리 낭점이 시버디 마디 예중에네르지 랑문에 두바 매버지 심버버 랑문에 두바 시에서는 이 강에 뒤만 붙이려 랑문에 두바 매버지 시에서는 낭점이 붙이 시에서는 이 강에 대 매버다 마디
Penetrated there is a mere appearance of something biting you, and the process of being helped and harmed that functions or works on that basis, on the basis of mere appearance, just like in the case of a seed producing a sprout. So the process of harm being done and help being done works on the basis of them being mere, on the basis of a mere appearance of the seed producing the sprout and so forth. Likewise, food is posited as mere appearance, and within that context, you have the process of harming and helping. By eating food, the stomach is filled, so there's that benefit that's possible, even though the food is posited as a mere appearance. So, like that, also, the snake bite is a mere appearance, and on that basis, then, or within that context, you have the whole process of benefit and harm, or help and harm, all in the context of mere appearance. If you have the realization of emptiness, for example, realizing that the wound is a mere appearance, then it wouldn't be a problem for you. The pain that you experience from being bitten, understanding that's a mere appearance. Then, when you have that understanding, then it doesn't harm you. So when you don't understand that, then it harms you. So we think, in other words, when there's the wound which appears to exist from its own side, and we believe it is to exist from its own side, then we have problems. When you understand, when you have a firm understanding that there is a mere appearance of the wound, so you don't have that grasping, then it's not a problem for you.
Tene Tony Nusum Tony Nandu Shad Lule Shad Rejene Sandre Rejeba Kujani Sebachi Sebajebajela Takanje Tongbani Nusum the Tobar of China Lule Shad Tape 상리의 류 샤디 대지 전이 제기나 강의 체여를 가지다 상리의 전 저쪽에 서버 제니 파줄을 서버 제니 가와 캬버디 기그리 제 사버의 뇌질 가와 기그리 제 에 근데 두메 매버리 나 그런 뇌질들이야 니지 기기야리 서버 기기야리 서버 제니 가와 사버기 가와 자침 기기야리 어디 디가르스는 뇌지디 뇌버체버디 랑은에 가르스 그래 lula nang zam mi shi ji ra ngun ne tu ne ba ti mu sun de to ba yin sa ti ka ne che ne ba de che su na ani ne ba ji ne da so ba la ba ki ba re di ani ka wa sa le ren che ba ju ya de so ba ji ba ji ka wa ji se re wa ji re ta o ma ji ba na tin de ji re ba wa di yin sa di ka re se na ni 뇌지 뇌바 제바디 류레 샤리 상레레 제바 나은점 제바디 나은점 신이야 시베에서 유중면에 맞추거든지 이 인생에 드니 어떻게 예매비 다디야 신다디야 자베이네 서버기가 열받아 서버기가 열이 동네 매기비체 서버기스마 서버기는 가와기스마 에 가와기 그 템바 말이지 가와기 서버기로 내제디 로라는 점지 내제디 로라는 점에 미셔지 이 중간에 내지 야마리디 그 서버기스마 या ठीक है सब क्या थे
So when you have a direct realization of emptiness, non-conceptual realization of emptiness, even if your body is being cut up into little pieces bit by bit, gradually being cut up bit by bit, then you would be able to practice patience. You practice patience to the other person, and you'd feel this huge feeling of joy in your mind at the harm that's being done, and there'd be no suffering in your mind. You'd feel a very intense feeling of compassion towards the person who's doing the harm. You would practice patience. You would have this very, very vast, vast feeling of joy. You would understand that the harmer is a mere appearance, and because of that realization, there would be you would meet with no problem. There would be no suffering. You wouldn't experience suffering. You would have this very, not excessive, but like a very, very strong feeling of patience. So this is the way that it's taught in the Madhyamaka Patara. Your body, even if your body is being cut up bit by bit, sliced up, slice by slice, you would understand that there's a mere appearance of the body being cut up, and that it doesn't exist from its own side. Because of this, you'd have no suffering in your mind. And if you were to apply this to other situations, then you would be able to generate patience, and there would be no suffering in the mind, and there would be a very powerful feeling of joy, understanding that it's not true, doesn't exist in the way it appears. Then there would be that joy in the mind. Understanding that it's a mere appearance. I didn't mean to say that. when you so what this is showing us is that even though it's all mere appearance, you were able to practice patience, and you were able to experience this really strong feeling of joy. Although the harm that's being done is a mere appearance, doesn't exist from its own side. It's a mere appearance, but you are able to practice patience. Your understanding of that actually was able to make the practice of patience possible, and therefore you had that great joy in the mind.
You don't feel pain? You don't feel the pain?
Nazatangi marve. Nazatangi marve. No, you wouldn't feel any pain.
Thank you, Richard. Please clarify my understanding. Mere appearance, and you look beyond the object. Can I apply impermanent in this process?
Can you do what?
Apply impermanent.
Impermanent.
Because object, if I analyze body, the body eventually decomposes.
Yeah.
It doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Even a piece of rock eventually would disappear through times.
Mm.
So it's impermanent. So can I use that concept in the process of analyzing or look beyond the object that it doesn't exist?
The Chitanga di Sumbrata Nangsangre Seti Nangsangre Kaiko Sune the Nawa Nansan di Matsimbaje and the Yugin it Chi Yorbe Chi Segachina and it near your Mare Sumbra. That the Mitapala Samundan the Chipita Marves, Penachana, Tustana could Kudo Mebatachi Nangido. In the 도인한다 수금부인데 차선데 지도기도 왔어.
지도.
제선데 나와디 템바 말아왔어.
나와디 다리. 지바 나와데 봐. 메타바세티 계지기지리 지바세티 지바 나와 좀 다가라는 샤우르 메시지 이 주간에 지바신이 그데제데도 난징게티 가르레도 지세야티 가르레도 dos pachevina keji jigsingiti keji jigsiati keji jigsiati ku jadogi keji maina da tunde keji maina jadogi keji maina ani ti jadogi keji mati yu keji mambuchuro keji dinane jadogi keji mati garre to sne ku jadogi keji matila teaching bayina sungya tuju renga shewere sungya togi tunde keji ma chila pa keji ma cha chenju sungya tuju renga cheya jere ba chimbe jana ta chumu wa jana tuju renga keji tuju renga cheyere ma tuju renga tita rapa resuna ta pa chena sungya tuju renga change the tabu chiburesuma. That digeti sabalatini Jazog to the Kijima Jixi. Jazog to the Kijima Titella China
Jazuki
to the Kijima Chilla or deleted Kibutum de Chigi to sever to be in the Chilla Jazog to the Kijima. He let touch our Toya to the Kijima did it. That is Chatujuri, Sunga Tujuri, and Nachia Cherba. Teacherina Jazub Tunde Kijimat Jella China. That is derivative in Yamarva. In a Jazub Tunde Kijimasati Lola Nantam Ray Mishuchi Pajella China and a Sunga Tujuri and the Jawurva. The tenant Keji Tamputin Mari Keji Tamputin Maritine, soon get to Juliana, Chichilla Rena, but the rest in Rena, but dear Mari Chatambu dear Mari, never dear Mari, to Juliana, but the rest, dear Marva. Then a logic Shasana dawa tambu che chi ne dawa ni nani dawa tambu nanga padurbe nanga ne chebe chirba dawa ni bagi chebe chi pato shaurbe loji ti ni loji kare dawa tambu chebe chi tirbe sina lo marba ni bati marba loji kati tubu to sina dawa tambu chebe chi tubu be ta dus chebe ne loji ni aminduba ta lo sia ti sunje tuju re na ane 초발을 때니 로 낭점 되래 낭점 되 로스 샤우야로 이나 시달 게지마세야 되리 게지마세야 되 로나 낭점 되래 주와 게지 메타바 낭점 다가라는 메타바 샤우리 미슈지 되래 걔네 메타바데 제주 제가 지나 konjik dunia ki liyu tini metaba chamati marwa, metaba chamati liyu tini mari. Ini juwa tili shagi, ini juwa tili sila, ini juwa tili, juwa mambu yu sani pina ni kari res jena. Kama chi ti kari res jena. Sige mambu chini di chigurwa. Datu sichari ningi ya meba. You
can apply this idea to impermanence as well. So, for example, when we talk about something being impermanent, that means that it's subject to moment by moment change. So when we talk about moments, there are different types of moment. There's the shortest moment that it takes to complete an action. There's the moment which is the shortest period of time, and so on. So as far as the first one is concerned, the shortest moment that it takes to complete an action. So that would be like the time that it takes for a strong person to snap their fingers. And in the Mahayana tradition, that can be divided up into 365 parts. In general, then they usually say that one finger snapped by a strong person would be composed of 65 shorter moments. But in the Mahayana tradition, it's 365. So if we were to look for that shortest period of time or shortest moment that it takes to complete an action, we would have to be looking in those amongst those 365 shorter moments that it's composed of. So if we search, we won't be able to find it, and we have to conclude that there's just a mere appearance of that shortest moment that it takes to complete an action. So if you search, then you have to look amongst the 365. So then you'll be asking yourself, is it the first of those 365 moments? Of course, the answer would be no, it isn't. Is it the second? Is it the third? So it's not the second, it's not the third. All the way down to the 365th one, is it that? Then the answer would be no again. So you're advised to conclude that it's a mere appearance. It's a mere appearance, and you can't find anything beyond that. If you search for it, it's just not there. Like, for example, 1 year. 1 year is made up of 365 days. So it starts, I don't know, in terms of the lunar cycle with the first day of the moon, isn't it? Then it ends with the also in terms of the lunar cycle, the last day of the lunar cycle. So anyway, if you try to ask, if you try to search for that year, to say asking the question, well, when does it come in? When is it established? When does it come into being? Asking yourself, is it the first day? Is it the second day? Is it the third day? And so forth. You can't find it. So what that means is that you need to conclude that it's there. It's in the 1 year is a mere appearance that depends upon a collection of the 365 days. So then also when we talk about this and that object changing, disintegrating moment by moment, then that's how that's what it means to be impermanent. Beyond that, you can't find anything. Like, for example, the body is changing moment by moment. But if you look for the body that's changing moment by moment, you can't find it. If you ask if it's the body, is it the body itself which is the body changing moment by moment? That isn't it. Then many changes take place. So which of the changes is that body which is changing moment by moment? When you ask when you ask those questions, when you search for it, then you can't find it. Like if you think of something that's lasts a minute. So if you look for that thing which lasts a minute beyond the mere appearance, then you have to look for it amongst the seconds and so on and so on. You can't find it, so you have to posit it as a mere appearance also.
Tati Luigi Juarabati Metabaraparachi Lojune, Loj Jennifer, Loya, get to some Luigi Jua Chierba, be Metaba, the Rapari thing and Johaku. Metaba Tamus in it in Johaku, Kiji Jua Chierba. Ati isn't it that Metaba Sieti ni Luigi Govern and Luigi Chigangan to me, Toyaki, Metaparapachari, Luigi Duati, to Sedriatirva. And is Metabin in a sambar of the Juani, Sambas Sambudini, Sambaniba, Condugenia, Kitchini Valachi, to Suganga Metabareva. Crodute Kiavatam Kitchini Condu Shido Rachinaku Shindating Mutarba. You saw Metabari, Chitan Karasure. Never made us yet. Metabari. Jeretama Chivas yet, Metabari. Duvetama Javas yet, Metabari. Ni Tumbe Tama, Chongas yet. Chivet, Karasa, Jeretama Chivas yet, tell Metabari Chivamit. Susukanga Metabari. Metabara Barba. A Metaba Tamati Mujui, Jua Tamacheri Tati, Mujui. Musum the tong to Yamari. Tong to Yamari. The insata, dear Lola Metaban said the Lola Nansamara that Metabal shower Mishuji. Lola Jua, Gigi, Metabi Juan Nansam Dela, a Metabas shower Mishuji. Tell church in the Metavaseti, Luigi Res, Luigi Juati Juati in it, getting a money chimala duati, Chimani chimala dua, the Gejima, each the Terrachina, Niki, Tadi. Mamani Chima Duati the Meta Yinsuba, that the Metabarapa Terba. Mamani Chimala Duati, young Gaging Mambuyari. 류응함에게 두개 계지들 계지 계지 주두기 계지 담보디 계지 니버네 니버 계지 담보 주두기 계지 담보디 계지 담보 주두디를 계지 숨치니 계지 숨치니 계지 담보디 니베도세야 말 니버디 숨베도세야 말 다도 스제네 계지 마시디 근데지리 시작이 예스나 네 이 주문에 서바 계지마티 이 주문에 들이다 계지마사디 유직성에 계지마사디 menjiati lola na tam tele shinde terba ichimasiati menjia dos yerba alu juati shaurba lu juati kejima detos che lu juati lu tene sharbina lu juati lola nam tam Yuji tua lola nang tam te shawura me shujigi. Yuji ngane ni lola nang tam te le shinde yuji ngane ani keji ma te shawayi na. Ti hamari. Yuji ngane keji ma te yu na ani ku yujene me tu le keji ma te shawura. Dendi ma ibagi keji ma te shawura. Dendi maimbe kejima yamarwa. Ateti sana yu jumane kejima chana. Dendi maimbe kejima chana.
The changes that take place in our body that we're aware of, in the sense of being able to actually see, these are all like superficial. This is a kind of superficial level of impermanence. The changes in our body that take place over many years, from like 10 to 20 and so on. Those changes, which we understand very well, they are all superficial. There is a more subtle kind of change or impermanence, which is the moment by moment change, and this is something that you don't simply see with your eyes. So yeah, the gross one is the one that we can see. And then in terms of our mind, sometimes our mind is good, sometimes it's bad, sometimes it's anger arises, and these are all impermanent. They all change from moment to moment. When they have a duration of many moments, then you'll have the first moment. Then then there's the second moment. When you get to the second moment, the first moment is no longer there. So there is nothing fixed or definite about things when they're changing from moment to moment. So we talk about how all meetings lead to separation, rising leads to falling, birth leads to death. So these are all types of impermanent, which we can see. The subtle one is one that you can't see. So now, if we think about or in other words, take as an example, the moment by moment changing nature of the body. So the body changing moment by moment. Is the body changing moment by moment to be found in the moments? So you won't be able to find it in any of the moments that go to comprise its duration. So the body is a gross object which is made up of many different moments. And at the time of like for example, anything which lasts for 3 moments, for example, the first moment doesn't exist anymore at the time of the second moment. Doesn't exist also anymore at the time of the third moment. So we have this momentariness, and it doesn't exist from the side of the object. So it's a mere appearance to our mind. The momentariness is a mere appearance to our mind. The changes that take place in the body are merely posited by the mind. Then posited as mere appearances to the mind. If they did exist from the side of the object, from the side of the moment, then that would mean that you would have a moment which is not a dependent arising. And there's no such thing. Every moment is also a dependent arising.
Then, Gavati, you mean get metabaina? Gavati, she gave a cansati. You mean get you maina? Me could cheat you never. You mean get you too soon. Gavati, Chita metabarava. Keji marva. Keji mareti, you money keji maina, metabaina. Ko chivepi mevati. Ko you minute or so. Nico tabaneco, yes, you many keji maina. You many keji me more to baina. Any can I have to make it? Keji me. Dina could Gavati, Chigen Chuni. Gave Gansati, Chigen Chuni here me. Chigen Chuni Shivati is and contended. I think we do money cook Kijima Mariba.
If we think about aging, which is a case of impermanence, which involves the moment by moment change, if that existed from its own side, if aging existed from its own side, then the old person wouldn't die. There would be no time at which they would be able to die. They would always be there. They would remain in perpetuity, because if the aging existed from its own side, you wouldn't be able to talk about dying taking place through depending upon such and such a condition. Such and such a thing happened, such and such a condition came about, and then that led to the person dying. You wouldn't be able to talk about that, so therefore there would be no death.
Oh, yeah, that is it. Oh, that is only metabasi, Karsa, Maribasi. That Maribasi, you to many, you do it in here. Didn't Zimbala then any Charso in your monkey. Then it could Maribati only less duty. Tambu Maribati, Ramana Tube, Yuji, Minjins. Rangon to be using the chain to Tinity, you didn't make a chatante. Then I chapar which it is. Chapatilla any lesser. Now, so jugular which is having so jugular, I that been a maybe jubunchi, so jugular jabina. Then let me go at Jessie. That's all you pump a letter of Chesune, Lake your Jessie. Eating Karasure. Maribati ongi. Mariba, you rangin to a Zimbe, Lodi ongi, Nichi. Karasure. Gewala Bachila Gewati Raman to Badavici, Shane Gewala Sebaraki and the Karasuri. No soju pansuna. Soju pansuna. Ni Kele Chessigate. Maribati Wongi Sojupun Leche. Sojupun Leche, but Sojupun Atitina. Kele Sassi. Maribati Wongi Sojusuna. Miguel Leche, the Maribati Wongi.
What we were doing is we were talking about ignorance, which is a mind that grasps its object as existing from its own side, which is a mind that sort of draws out or draws forth the attachment and anger, induces attachment and anger. So the ignorance thinks that the object exists from its own side. The object appears to exist from its own side, and then it thinks that it actually exists from its own side. And that brings about attachment and anger, and then because of those, then we create karma. So, for example, killing or any of the 10 non-virtues, if we do any of those, then then we've done something non-virtuous karma. The karma we create by abandoning those actions is virtue. So we have ignorance, which is a mind grasping the object is existing from its own side. And within that, we can create virtue, do some kind of virtuous action, virtuous karma. Because we're thinking that the object exists from its own side. So we have this craving to experience happiness, and then in order to experience that happiness, then we create the karma of abandoning killing. Then that would be virtuous karma. We would have literally accumulated or created virtuous karma. Whereas if due to the ignorance we kill somebody, then the karma we've created would be non-virtuous karma.
Tatine Nadu Ninjugu Sambes and Susuki, Ninjugu Sambes Singna, Ni Koajiji, Tabe Julu. Ine Susuki, Ninjugu Sambe Kunelandi, Legend, this Ajay Ladies. Kunju Chitumbari, Kunju Teba Maris, the Lady Kunju Chitumbari, Lady Kunju Teba Maris. The Niju Sabekunan Nason, the Tabecula Doge. That's Janju Gism Gikunelani, the Lady Chesuna, the Tamjaki Mikuru. Any Kunju Tembaranga Maris. Lady Kunju Ranga Mari, Lady Kunju, the Chess Tumba in Egypt. That only to be shared Kissimisune, the Tabejulutus, create Julumentus, create the Penjic Julumentus, Lady Kunju William Mari, Lady Kunju did a Chess Tumba in Egypt. Ni Jung Chang Semi Anta Tawasumbu Karuki Kunansuna. The Yare Susuki Jula, ni Jugu Sambe Kunanamba. Sanjugu Simji Kunanamba. Tuju to be shared with Simba, but the Negi gave us Sumia to Sajik Gori. 사직 교활이 군주 템바 레베스는 군주 템바 말이스 디 레디 레지 군주 템바 말이 레지 군주 템바다 저스 템바 인제 야 디스 어디에서 수수기를 내갔어 다 딜레 디스음부 가루레 셴베 수수기부기 사벨레 딜레 다 지테군은 레딜레 니 군주 템바 랑가와리 군주 랑가와스 군주 템바 군주 템바 레디 강글로 레지 군주 템바 디군에스 사베타 레겨와야레 미겨와야레 도수 강가 레지 군주 템바 인스 다데 수수기 위기 다파피야디 가르스는 니 중국의 심바 자주의 생기 심바 돈이도 비시를 심바 숨부티 다 사직 레리스 레디 사직 레디 데디레디 답에 주도로야다 탐제 준비 주는 두야리스 계속도 그거를 셴벨레 간걸로 아니 군주 템바 네 레주 군주 되게스 되게 레디 군주리 단지 손부터 수수기위 내가 사베티 군주 레주 군주 지금바이자 레주 군주 문에 말이스 다데 되리 문화주 어제사 자주가 생기고는 나한테 지야 돈이도 베타에 시럽게 군에한테 지야 이주가 선배군에한테 지야 숨부지 이 수수기가 내가 사버리지 이 사적이 레리지 레디 수수간에 집 타르베주 니티 타베주를 두야리 자주 생겼는데 탐지 준비를 두야리
디슨 가롱기
심베
군일라네 에디터 레산 카벨리티 펜지글레 말아
펜지글레 말아
펜지글레
이게 알레점데 레레스 이게 미게레 말게레 사직 게레레스 이네 약간 펜지글레게 말 코 펜지글레게 말이스
And a karma which is created, an action which is done, held by the attitude or thought of we've got a renunciation, that would act as a cause for liberation. Nevertheless, in the case of the person who's created that karma being an ordinary being, then the karma that they've created with renunciation or held by renunciation, mind held by renunciation, that would be karma. It would be specifically contaminated karma, contaminated virtuous karma, but it wouldn't be. It would, when we talk about the truth of the origin, where we have the karma truth of the origin, and then the klesha or disturbing thoughts and emotions, truth of origin. Those two types of truth, the truth of origin. It wouldn't be the truth of origin. It wouldn't be the actual truth of origin karma. It would be what's called the jetumba. So like. Literally, this is something like concordant with. It's not the actual truth of origin, it's concordant with the truth of origin. And it wouldn't be throwing karma. So then, likewise, or in a similar way, when the karma that you've created was motivated by bodhicitta, that would be a cause for achieving omniscient mind, Buddhahood. But it wouldn't be the normal karma truth of origin. It would be also concordant to the truth of origin, karma which is concordant with the truth of origin. And then again, in the case of so that's again in the case of an ordinary person, right? Likewise, an ordinary person who creates karma with the the karma which is all three of these we're talking about, like held by, like something like motivated by, held by. So then when the karma, when an ordinary being creates karma which is held by the correct view, realizing emptiness, then again the karma wouldn't be throwing karma. It wouldn't be actual, the actual, karma truth of origin. It would be the concordant karma, which is concordant with the truth of origin. So any other karma that such a person would collect or create, other than those three types of karma, held by those three types of the mind, they would be the karma truth of origin. They would specifically be virtuous karma. Sorry, no, not specifically virtuous karma. The karma could be virtuous or it could be non-virtuous. So anything other than karma held by those three would be the karma truth of origin, and it could be virtuous or it could be non-virtuous. So those karmas which are held by, the renunciation or bodhicitta or the realization of emptiness in the case of an ordinary being, then they would be contaminated karma, contaminated virtuous karma. And in the case of two of them, in other words, karma which is held by renunciation, karma which is held by the realization of emptiness, in the case of an ordinary being, then the karma would be a cause of liberation. When it's held by the bodhicitta, then it would be the cause of omniscient mind. So maybe there are one or two questions.
I guess I'm a little bit confused.
Fantastic.
You said the person realized emptiness is still ordinary person?
Yes. So, yeah. That's right.
I thought there are yes if they're
No.
realized emptiness.
There's direct realization and conceptual realization.
Oh,
There's just Mozambique that the Tony Bekanza in the Pabekanza in the caps, so which is did Maravata.
만한도 줄래 동이라 뭐야 붙이 차서나 동이도 배 주중시를 쓰니 듣게 버리. 네, 이 주중시를 되기 이 동반이 그 고아지를 봐. 딜러 양양 뒤버지스. 네, 삼중시를 써야지 기계. 디네 삼중시를 뒤그 야야에 공부할 때는 금중시를 써야지 기계. 디스 강걸로 소수기비 줄이야래. 금중시를 들라 가르쳐래. 말한도 돈이도 왜 금중시를 써야 돼. 조람반 면체네 야래. 조람 다 금중시를 돼 조람게 내가 수기야래. 제질이 내가 제베이나 아니 삼주 시럽디 아니디 소남비 내렸어. 조남 틀인데 돈이도 왜 금중 시럽다 지게. 소남이 내렸어. 삼주 시럽다 지게. 돈이도 왜 제발을 듣게. 이게 이 공도 소상 돈이도 왜 주중 시럽 기계. 기계야 재산 되게 발라 하는 소수적인 줄에 돈이 더 배터서 consum 시럽 이야래. 다 돈이 무슨 더 시럽 쓰는데 돈은 더 돼 있는 기계야. 하는 더
조람비 규기 아니 돈토비시아 티데 검증 이 인브로가 삼중 여름에 삼중 여말에
삼주 삼주에 대한 말을 때니 조남투 돈이도 왜 조남투인도 딱 금중 시를 듣게. 삼주 시를 조남비 내렸을게.
If it's not the case that automatically, if you've realized emptiness, then that means that you're an Arya being. So what will happen is that if we, learn about emptiness, reflect on emptiness, then and we understand it well, we get a good understanding of emptiness, then that would be called the wisdom that arises through listening or studying. Then, if we keep familiarizing ourselves with that repeatedly, then that would gradually become the wisdom that's derived from or arises through contemplation. And if we keep going with that, then it would, again and again, repeatedly meditating on it, familiarizing ourselves with it, then that eventually will become the wisdom realizing emptiness that arises through meditation. And all three of these can, you can be an ordinary being and have any of these three. These are all three, in other words, happen at the level of an ordinary being. In the case of so first of all, you'd have when you actually realize emptiness, then you'd have this inferential realization, and then that's so then you have you have the understanding arising from contemplation on the path of accumulation. So you're on the path of accumulation, you have that. Then when you achieve the path of preparation, it's the wisdom arising from meditation. And then so these are all the paths of an ordinary being. Then when you get a direct realization of it is when you reach the path of seeing, and then that's when you become an Arya.
Then Tipa Chimbiriji Ombunuina Nijuka Sambaki and Mundu Tunimun Dog, Sonam Tuni Dog. Niji Chimbikivale Tunito Bamundu. Nijuka Sambakivale Koale Jandugulo Kivala Koa di Pangja Imiti, Koa di Pangu, Koa di 아니 그래주면서 그 처음에 말해봤더니 시험에가 또 선했더니 그걸 단축을 놓지만 많이 베끼게 어느 게 니지 전부 개발해 심지어 탐제 동mel에 단축을 놓자고 단축을 놓지는데 심지어 탐제 동mel에 단축을 놓지는데 심지어 탐제 동mel에 주기부터 시작 동네를 주의주의가 시발라 동네기 중요해서네 딜에 이번기가 차고 그래 동네기 주자와도 말해봐 이번기가 참하구나 진짜 틀려 그걸에 돈들로 주면 많이 베끼면 그래서 어느게 담보 동네를 돈들로 제발라 동네를 주의주의 딱 제지기야 동네를 주주임이 따지제니 따지지 동네를 주주가 하고 가라 그래서 동네를 주 매tem버티 하고 그래 이 말이 하고 말이버지 니 로친질로 그래 하고 근데 이 매비 시매 하고 갈 때는 이 단적으로 지금이야 세상 남는 마시고 나를 또 동네도 더 기기야 공부를 보이나
That's how it would be in the case of somebody who is described as definite in the Mahayana. In other words, they haven't been through the Hinayana path first. Who's right from the beginning into the Mahayana. That's the order it would be. Because otherwise, somebody who's become an Arhat before then they enter the Mahayana, they could be on the path of accumulation, but they still have a direct realization of emptiness. They're an Arhat being, right? So now in the it's even possible to have a realization of emptiness even before having entered into the path. How that works is in the case of somebody who a Mahayana, somebody who's what do you say, they have the Mahayana lineage, and they also have the Mahayana lineage, and they have the sharp faculty. So you have the sharp faculty practitioner, the dull faculty practitioner. The sharp faculty one would get the realization of emptiness even before entering into the path. Because in order to generate bodhicitta, they have to realize emptiness first. Even in the case of great compassion, such a person would need to realize emptiness before they generate great compassion. Why? Because they would need to understand emptiness first, because otherwise it would not be possible for them to generate an actual genuine uncontrived, as we say, great compassion. So let's look at it in terms of the renunciation, because such a practitioner, the sharp level, the sharp faculty to bodhisattva, they wouldn't even generate the renunciation before they realize emptiness, because to generate the renunciation, they would first of all have to understand whether it's possible to be free of samsara or not. In order to reach certainty about that, they would need to understand what the cause of samsara is, which is ignorance. So they would come to that conclusion: the cause of samsara is ignorance. And they would need to know whether that can be abandoned or not. So the way that they would come to the understanding that ignorance, which is the cause of the root cause of psychic existence, can be abandoned, is by understanding that it's it's the object it grasps, its conceived object, we usually call it anyway, exists or not. In other words, whether there is something which is existing from its own side or not. Once they've done that, once they've seen that the ignorance is a false mind that can be abandoned because its object, the inherently existing object existing from its own side, doesn't exist, then, only then will they generate a mind which is intent on achieving liberation. So then you can understand how it is that when we talk about great compassion for such a practitioner, also they have to have the realization of emptiness first before they can give rise to a genuine great compassion, because compassion is the mind that wants to free sentient beings from suffering. So they want to see if it's possible to free sentient beings from suffering. So they have to understand the cause of those sentient beings suffering and see whether that cause can be abandoned or not. So they see that ignorance is the cause of their suffering, and then they see that it can be abandoned. Otherwise, they wouldn't be able to generate this uncontrived, genuine, great compassion. They've got to understand that the root cause of the sentient being suffering is ignorance, that it's a completely mistaken mind, that its object is completely fantasized, doesn't exist at all. And then they will be able to generate compassion. So that's how it is that even before entering the path, it is possible for a person, namely the sharp level, the sharp faculty practitioner, to have the realization of emptiness even before entering into the path.
You're talking about the inferential realization, it's not direct.
Because of, yeah. Just the Mashugon and the Tony Toy Yores. So I did the Nonsudu Toy Omarwa. Nonsudu Toy Omaras, Lam Lamashun. Yeah, no way that you realize it directly before entering the path, before you had your coffee, maybe.
Just Marangu, the on duty in the Chanju, singing like it. Any other tower, King. On the nearly under the tower gate, and it's Chanju sing together. The manager in the Chanju sing the Yaya Kumbalat in a German main bridge gave on Dulina, penning in Juba Sambar of Chine, yelling in Juba Sambar of Chike. Toilet and Juba German main bridge. The Yaya Kumbalat in a kit to live. And it in a tower king. 어머니 되게 내주서 코알에 된게 불렀지만 코알 대규가 따지지게 코알에 대규가 따지지는 거의 주도 가리래도 따지지 니 주디 지 가리래도 쓰리 말이 버렸지 자와도 그 자와도 말이 버렸지 말이 버티다 로디 친지로래 양다버래도 로 친지로도 양다버래도 다지지 되는 로 친지로 이거 하고 이 단지기 시험에 버렸지 또 친지로 하고서는 인다 그걸 주주기 버티 뒤지지기 버려 그래 자와도 믿으면 또 차려봐 어디 오늘 디지털 가르치는 따지지는 담보지 전주의 셈 개발에 년을 상기주고만 투기 버리지 제주제 아니 딜리젠 투기 버리 미주의 삼백 개발에 코알에 탄두글로 개발에 코알에 제기 버지 따주제 아니 딜리 미주의 삼백 개발 버리다 온부티고 이나다 딜리 따제 맞제지 미주의 삼백 좀 많이 봐 야야 코알에 탄두 동네를 내수를 로치게 되네 동네들의 탄두로 야야 공부지니 네지 메뉴 주제네 동네들 탄았지 말으면 말아 이제 기약 뒤지 차인데 동네를 탄두로 좀 많이 버리지 기기야 봐 어디 인산에다 동네도 버티 야리
In the case of the practitioner of the lesser intelligence, duller faculty practitioner, then they can generate bodhicitta, and then after they generate bodhicitta, then they understand the view, in other words, the realization of emptiness. In the case of the sharp practitioner, sharp faculty practitioner, then first of all the view, realization of emptiness, then bodhicitta. So with the likewise, with the Dao faculty practitioner, they would generate the mind of renunciation, wanting to be free of cyclic existence. Then after that, they would get the realization of emptiness. In the case of the sharp faculty practitioner, first of all, they would need to know whether it's possible to be free of cyclic existence or not. They would have to look into that. So that would bring them to an inquiry into what the cause of psychic existence is. They would check that out, and they would discover that the ultimate cause, foundation of psychic existence is ignorance, and then they would see that it's a completely mistaken mind, and then they would be able to. Then they would start to believe, yes, it's possible to be free from psychic existence. So so the one with the sharp faculties always checks first. In the case of bodhicitta, they need to check whether enlightenment is possible or not first. Then the bodhicitta will come. In the case of renunciation, they need to know whether it's possible to be free of psychic existence or not. In the case of the Dao faculty practitioner, it's not like that. They don't need to do that kind of checking first. They think about the suffering nature of psychic existence, and then they have this, they develop a very strong wish to be free of that, the wish to become free of psychic existence and all of its suffering. It becomes so strong, it's even in their dreams, they have this intense wish to be free of psychic existence. So we'll stop there.
Simjo
Rinpoche, Magye Panangi Yamanya Pamya Bone Kondo Kawa Sho Kore Shingamne Bendanga Wamari Tenzin Gatsuri Shape Sitin Bado Tengo Chi
Tadi titula. Dia kuntu jing saya juga. Ini itu